Welcome back, Prime Roasters. We're at episode 15, Chris. Do you believe we've done 15 episodes already? This is insane. And again, this started off as the little podcast that could, and now we've gained like a couple of eyeballs. So we're just so happy that you guys are watching us. We've got a pre-inauguration special for you guys today. I was supposed to get dressed up. I couldn't really pull it off, but I got a little bit of gold stuff going on. What about you, Chris? Is that what you're wearing for the inaugural?
Nope, it's cold here. I'm wearing a sweater, so it doesn't matter. I'll wear something nice for the inauguration. We're going to do a Wake Up Patriots special on that as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun too. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's Ed Henry's show, but I'm the happy sidekick, the wacky sidekick to Tony Schaefer on that show.
Well, we have a special guest joining us today as well to roast everything that is all news. This is cousin Vinny. He's in his car today. Where, New Jersey or Staten Island?
Yeah,
Where are you?
I'm in Jersey today, doing a little running around here and there. But I'm all psyched for January 20th for the inauguration for the best president ever, Donald Trump.
Oh,
Yep,
I thought you
absolutely.
were psyched. I thought you were psyched for congestion pricing.
No way, no, never. I'm tired of giving my money out to the city and everybody else. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not into that.
You know what else we're tired of? The outgoing President Joe Biden, who gave his farewell speech last night. Yawn. I don't know if anybody was really watching it. I watched it in clips this morning. There was no way I was going to sit through at like more than 10 minutes of him talking. I didn't even know he could talk for more than 10 minutes. So it was actually like nice to just see little clips of him with his Botox face saying farewell and a big, kiss off basically to the American people as he kind of like went down the list of all his haters in his speech. It was a really hate-filled speech. What do you think, Chris?
Oh, I thought it was rather entertaining because it's Joe Biden basically taking credit for as much as possible, talking about climate change, which is absolutely predictable from the left, plus saying that, or basically projecting, telling the nation that there's a big oligarchy coming. It's going to be horrible, and the death of the free press, and of course they're going to go after, they're going to weaponize the government and all this garbage. I think I've seen that over the last 4 years. I don't know from who. Who could it be? Maybe Biden. That's my channeling the church lady there.
Let's watch something.
You know, his farewell address, President Eisenhower spoke of the dangers of the military-industrial complex. He warned us then about, and I quote, the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power, end of quote.
Oh, by the way, I've watched Eisenhower. I've seen Eisenhower. I've researched Eisenhower. Sir, you or no, President Eisenhower.
No. And you know what? I'm so happy that Trump, or rather Mike Johnson, has ordered all flags near the Capitol, and I believe in most of DC, raise full flag for the inauguration. Because imagine what visuals they were going for. They wanted visuals of half flag for Carter's funeral and make it look as if the country was mourning that Trump was getting in. This speech was part of that narrative, right? What do you think, cousin Vinny?
Well, I think what my God, that's the best thing I ever heard, to raise the flags high, and it's just to me it's very important because it shows, that there's a lot of people out there that love America, love the United States. I mean, this is a big thing, January 20th for the inauguration. It's very big, and we got the best president ever, Donald Trump. You can't get better than that. I mean, this Biden, he destroyed the economy, destroyed the military, did everything. It's the worst economy ever. The worst president.
Not according to this guy here. I mean, listen to him. Let's hear what he has to say about the stark warning he's giving us about the incoming president.
6 decades later, I'm equally concerned about the potential rise of a tech industrial complex that could pose real dangers for our country as well.
You mean like the one where the Biden government and the Obama government were and the deep state were kind of strong arming social media companies and other tech giants to, let's just say, skew information, shadow ban people for saying the wrong thing, that sort of thing. That kind of technical industrial complex.
Correcto. Absolutely. This guy,
Absolutely.
he can't take his own medicine. This is the thing about Democrats. They always accuse you of doing what they're doing, right? And then when you throw it back at them, they're like, oh, no, not my fault. You're the bad one. I mean, this guy really just epitomizes all things bad with America right now. And you know what the thing is? We all know it. The gaslighting stopped a long time ago, Joe, but you're still pulling off like as if we're still going to go for it. So I got to ask you both, do you think the country still believes in this crap?
I think Joe Biden's just sniffing the butane anyway. So there are enough people who believe this garbage, and you'll see it on social media. They're thinking, the convicted felon's going to come in. It's so horrible. I'm so scared. The fact is, they don't realize what the Biden administration has done to the Constitution, has done as far as weaponizing the government against people. You know why? It's because against people that the far left and the deep state doesn't like.
Right.
Well, I think Joe Biden. I think they put too many pillows on his chair because sitting up in the air. Yeah, I couldn't believe they had to put pillows underneath him to raise him up. So I think the altitude is screwing up his brain even worse. You know, because he's not making no sense at all. They're weaponizing this, weaponizing that, and saying that Trump and his team is gonna be bad for the economy. I just can't wait for Donald Trump to get in. I'm super psyched. I'm beyond psyched.
Well,
Well, let me ask you both. Do you think this is the real Joe Biden speaking, or is his body double? He looks a little different, don't you think?
No, he looks tired. He definitely looks tired.
Yeah.
It has to be Joe Biden propped up with the last bit of whatever drugs or whatever they shoot him up with beforehand. Let's hear a little bit more because it's more the stark warning, by the way.
Americans are being buried under an avalanche of misinformation and disinformation, enabling the abuse of power.
And don't worry, Joe, because when you're gone, that, my friends, will be all over.
Yes, 80% of the government will be gone too. Thanks to Elon Musk.
Oh, I mean, guys, do you understand how momentous next week is going to be? There's going to be so much changing, like the foreign policy, domestic policy, like everything. I'm not ready. I am ready. I've been ready for a while, but I'm also like not ready. Like there's just going to be so much change all at once that I'm like, let's strap on our seatbelts, guys, because this is a roller coaster that we're going to be on. I don't know if, what do you think? Do you think Trump's going to phase it in a little bit, or do you think it's like Band-Aid, rip?
Well, speaking of strapping it on and strap-ons, Rachel Maddow decided to join Joe Biden when it came to this stark warning when he was on, when she was on with a panel, a rogues gallery, if you will, on MSNBC about the farewell address.
I'm joined now by Rachel Maddow, host of The Rachel Maddow Show, Joy Reid, host of The Readout, Jen Psaki, host of Inside with Jen Psaki, and Alex Wagner, host of Alex Wagner Tonight. And Rachel, when he got to that turn in the speech, you could just sort of feel everything kind of go to a different level.
Yeah. Chris, I had wondered heading into this speech whether he was going to try to give some sort of warning to the country. When we had advice, basically planning advice, that the speech might not be very long. And when we saw the White House today release what they called a letter, but was really about 100+ page long book explaining his view of his own accomplishments during this term, I had wondered, okay, well, they're not taking a lot of time in this speech. They have spelled out the list of accomplishments in writing ahead of the speech. So maybe this speech is going to be for something else. Maybe this is going to be a warning. I did not expect it to be this stark. As you said, he just...
Oh, very stark.
I love it. Hey, maybe you could just read his speech. Maybe he can't even read out his own speech. So you guys can get like 100-page, talking point tip sheet so that you can read it out for the blind man who can barely squint and look at the teleprompters. That's what she's saying.
But when you keep saying read out, it makes my ears hurt.
He said tonight.
I honestly think that Joe Biden is not even like talking. I think it's like pre-recorded, and he's just moving his lips.
Yeah, it's probably AI. I agree with you,
I don't
Vinny.
know. I think it's ALOI, artificial lack of intelligence.
Problem.
Do you think any of those like broadcasters are going to continue working for MSNBC? You know, the CEO recently just walked away, right, from MSNBC, the DEI hire, forget her name. Oh yeah, Rashida Jones. So, I mean, major changes may be coming to MSNBC because, I don't know, maybe their platform doesn't work anymore in a new Trump presidency. But those characters that we just saw on air, how many of them get to keep their jobs?
Well, we'll put it this way: does it matter? It doesn't really matter. They're gonna blog somewhere else. The far left. They're gonna be on. Well, I was gonna say they're gonna be on TikTok, but I don't think that's gonna happen now either.
No, I think that's going to the right, you guys. I'm almost like I think the first thing I might do right after the inauguration is actually sign up for TikTok. I've been hearing great things about it now that it's gone a little bit to the right, and I have lots of right-leaning friends who now use it and love it. I'm still worried about the whole algorithm thing. I don't want it spying on me. I don't want it, I don't know what information it's taking and who it's sending it to. I'm still a little bit nervous about that. I don't know. But I certainly won't be doing any dances, that's for sure. We got to move away from the TikTok dances.
Oh, you don't want to do the TikTok dances? The only reason I would ever have gone on TikTok before it got, well, you know what happened. Anyway, before I love to see the dances. I would rather have seen Adam Schiff dance because I saw him dance kind of like he was, well, let's put it this way, kind of the peeing my pants dance with Pam
Bondi.
Yes, at the congressional at the confirmation hearings.
The president has said Jack Smith should go to jail. Will you investigate Jack Smith?
Senator, I haven't seen the file. I haven't seen the investigation. I haven't looked at anything. It would be irresponsible of me to make a commitment regarding anything without you're a long practicing attorney without looking at a file.
So you would need a factual predicate.
It's almost like that the idea of researching a case and getting the facts before you actually take something to court is alien to this man.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I think Adam Schiff is the only guy who could roast himself ever. Like, he's probably the only.
That is the ultimate weenie roast.
He's the only guy who can ever do his own roast. We don't have to do anything. We just sit here in silence.
To open an investigation of Jack Smith, is that right?
Not a summary by you sitting here. Yes, sir.
And not a summary by the president either, right?
Absolutely.
So a summary by the president or his desire to investigate Jack Smith would not be enough for you to open an investigation of Jack Smith. Is that right?
I will look at the facts and evidence in any case. You know,
and sitting here today,
Senator, 72% of Americans
please, I only have
have
7
lost
minutes.
faith in the Department of Justice.
Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Sitting here today, yes or no?
Senator, I will look at the facts and the circumstances.
You can't answer that question?
Brought to me.
Dude, she answered the question. You were asking the same thing over and over again. I thought you were just complaining about having 7 minutes.
7 minutes with Pam Bondi. Look, I think she did it just right. She killed it. She owned that whole Senate hearing. I love her. You know what? This is how Florida girls are made. She is great. I can't wait to see her in action at the DOJ.
Oh yeah,
that's like what happened when that other lady was wanted the question and she kept yelling at I forgot his name, and she's going yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no.
Yep.
Like right. She kept saying that. Me, I would have got up. Boom. That's my question.
Don't do that.
Well,
I mean, it's crazy. Like they're trying to protect themselves from all the corruption that they did. That's why they keep pushing. Yes, no. Are you gonna go after this one? Go after that one? Go after this one? They're scared because they know now it's Trump's turn. It's Trump's turn to go after them now.
Well,
Now it's going to be a different story.
For the Democrats, it was projection, and maybe for some, like Adam Schiff here, it was also nap time. I guess all the energy knocked him out, huh?
Oh no, he really is.
He's sleeping.
Okay, serious question. Can you guys sleep sitting up? Are you can you fall asleep sitting up? I can't do it. I wish I could.
I could. I found out I could when I was watching Biden's farewell speech.
Oh my God, that's funny. Look at him.
Oh man, that's
he looks like a squirrel on a tree like this.
Pam Bondi was also great with this other kook, Representative Padilla, who was going absolutely bonkers on her for, I don't know, just because he's bonkers.
Your job will be, I'm speaking, your job will.
Did you hear that? I'm speaking? Who does he think he is? Kamala Harris? He's not even laughing.
Be to protect voters and election workers, not to undermine and dox them. Now, I know that earlier you agreed that Joe Biden is in fact president, but many of the president-elect's inner circle continue to spread the big lie about the 2020 election.
Well, actually, the big lie is really the 2016 Russian collusion hoax, but let's hear him.
Then we'll move on to a different topic.
Senator, you were speaking. May I speak?
I want to ask you the next question. You can speak, and I hope you answer, Ms. Bondi.
Well, I'd
now,
like
when
to
we
answer
met yesterday,
the previous one, Senator.
When we met yesterday,
You pointed your finger at me and
you
said
did not
you were
seem
speaking.
to be familiar
Let me answer
with
my question. I'm not
the
going to be bullied by you,
Citizenship Clause, the
Senator
14th
Padilla.
Amendment of the United States of America, which was deeply disappointing.
I guess you
And I'm
didn't want to
hoping
hear
you're more
my
familiar
answer
with it
about
today
Pennsylvania.
after I gave an opportunity to study overnight. So can you tell me and this committee what the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment says?
Senator, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm not here to do your homework and study for you. If I am confirmed as
you're the
Attorney
one
General,
asking.
Burn! Oh my gosh, no
Oh,
wonder. And that brill cream on his head is now on fire.
It's raining. I like those.
I
Really
don't get
good.
this. Chris and Vinny, why do Democrats talk to everyone like they are a 5-year-old child? And why do they have to be like abusive parents whenever they speak? I don't understand that authoritative pointing. Like, who in their right mind as an adult does that to another adult? It is just weird. It's combative. It's abusive. Like, why didn't they grow up? Why didn't they learn manners? Why didn't they learn statesmanship? Or maybe like I just have this ideal of what, being a congressional member or a senator is like. But what is that? That is like an adult talking down to a child. Why do Democrats do that?
Well, at least they think they are, but apparently they talked to the wrong person that way because she was the real adult in that room at that point. But yes, apparently these people like to be talked to by their Democrat I'll say thought leaders because they're so used to being read to in third, fourth grade or first grade like that as well from their kindergarten, first grade, elementary school teacher, whatever grade we're talking about. But they really enjoy the idea of acting like children, and being talked down and dressed down like children, and then kind of projecting that on others. It just doesn't work when there's a real adult in the room.
Who allowed this behavior for adults to talk that way? That's what we have to straighten out. I mean, the policies are bad, but it's that behavior that you think you can do that kind of stuff and get away with it. No, I hope Pamela Joe Bondi straightens that man out.
Well, let's put it this way. She'll straighten a lot of things out when she's confirmed as the DA. However, the Pete Hegseth circus was absolutely embarrassing for Democrats in a lot of ways. We'll play a couple of clips from that. And I'm going to say this. I don't agree with Tammy Duckworth. I don't particularly think I'd ever like her if I met her. And she seems like a pretty horrible person overall, the way she speaks on the Senate floor. But I do respect her service, and we always should respect a veteran's service. But she did get injured on the job. But that woman sounded like she was on so much coffee, and she was incredibly angry at Hegseth just because she wanted to drill in people's heads that he might not be a good enough pencil pusher for her. So you want to check this one out.
Have you led an audit of any organization? Yes or no? I don't want long answer. Yes or no? Have you led an audit of any organization of which you were in charge?
Senator, in both of the organizations I ran, we were always completely fiscally responsible.
Yes or no? Did you lead an audit?
And the way
yes or no? Did you lead an audit?
Stated,
yes or no?
Completely
what are you afraid of? You can't answer this question. Yes or no? Did you lead an audit?
Oh my God! Yes or no? Can you use a calculator or push a pencil? Damn the idea that we need a military leader who can actually make tough decisions. You have to be able to calculate and make sure that pocket protector is, well, nicely plastic.
Do people vote for this?
Yes.
Like they like this?
Do. Evidently, a lot of Democrats love this. They love to have authority. They love to have the higher up.
This is like Judge Judy.
Only Judge Judy makes sense. This might be more like a Judge Joy Behar, if anything else.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
man, you
like
guys need to seek some therapy. I mean, if you're going to be talked down to that way and you think that's acceptable behavior in the Senate, oh, man, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for that whole side of the Capitol.
Cousin Angie, there were a lot of embarrassing displays during the Hegseth hearing, but the most embarrassing was from this man, Senator Blumenthal, who decides from his point of view that Hegseth is not qualified. Let's hear it.
I don't believe that you can tell this committee or the people of America that you are qualified to lead them. I would support you as the spokesperson for the Pentagon.
Oh, how nice.
I don't dispute your communication skills, but I believe that we are entitled to the facts here. I've asked for more documents. I assume you'd be willing to submit to an expanded FBI background check that interviews your colleagues, accountants, ex-wives, former spouses, sexual assault survivors,
and this guy decides to quickly go into character assassination after saying he's not qualified for a military job. But if I remember correctly, this is the same guy who, well, he's a valor thief who years ago said or lied about his service in Vietnam. And I apologize for it being so blurry, but it's the sound that matters here.
we have learned something very important since the days that I served in Vietnam.
No, that didn't happen. Now get it.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace.
What an idiot. Oh, well, I'm so happy that we have social media to remind us. And Chris Cordani, the walking encyclopedia for all things politics and roasting.
Yeah, maybe Tammy Duckworth can't yell at me now because I can push the pencils and do the calculator thing.
Chris, you are like the ultimate Oppo research dude. You really should think about a second career in that because you can find anything because you remember it up here. There's no way I would remember a clip from Fox News, a blurry clip from Fox News like 30 years ago. That's genius.
Honestly, I don't want to have to do Senator Padilla's homework either. But again, that's another story for another day.
My goodness. My goodness. Well, look, I mean, these guys have the numbers to get in, right? They have the votes. So this was all just grandstanding. This was all just to get out some like ridiculous talking point and talk over the candidates. Is that what this was about? This was like their last punch you in the face before they get in there. Guess what's going to happen when Pam Bondi gets in and she's going to be like, oh, hey, hi, I see you in the hallways. Don't run away from me. Come back here. I want to answer your question, Senator. I mean, it's like, do they not think about that?
Yeah, they're going to act like Karen Bass in front of the media. So it's not going to be good for them.
Wait until she starts pulling out all the dirt on them and go after them and start cleaning house. That's what they're scared of. They're scared of that the team of Trump is going to demolish all of them. He's going to, like Trump said, if you don't release the prisoners, we're going to obliviate Hamas. It's going to be gone.
Well,
that's what's going to happen now.
And to your point about confrontation, Angie, to your point, the people like Tammy Duckworth, I know she was going, and Mazie Hirono, we didn't play her clip, but she was totally unhinged. They still, these female senators and even Adam Schiff and the people like that will never ever be as hip or as confrontational as Stacey Crockett, the representative who's picked a fight with Marjorie Taylor Greene last year, and now she's picking one. She's trying to pick fights with Nancy Mace, which, by the way, would be a huge mistake for pretty much anybody, even Adam Schiff. Well, especially Adam Schiff. This is funny. You got to hear this.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now, so she gonna keep saying trans.
She's so street, isn't she? She gonna keep saying it. She's very street.
So that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I am 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that.
Order.
I am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
we can
Chairman,
do
the
that.
committee has
Chairman.
not
Okay.
been ordered.
Order.
Yeah, do not mess with Representative Mace.
Oh, why are we even, guys? I mean, come on now. Okay, Donald Trump is one guy. All right, we all need to kind of level up a little bit now. Okay, we don't need to have these cat fights. I mean, look,
No. We do need to have the cat fights. Think about this.
Why?
All right. If we have more Crockett and Mace fights, and maybe Crockett and Marjorie Taylor Greene fights, they should be settling this in a mud pit rather than on the House floor. This would make it more exciting.
It would certainly get a lot of young boys in watching politics. That's for sure.
Probably us
They'll
too,
give
right,
up their
Vinny?
gaming center.
All right.
I mean, look, they're both doing it for hits and likes, right? I think we should get them in a ring and let them duke it out. I would love to see all that hair flying, right?
I may not be up on the hip talk either, but I heard Stacey Crockett say child in referring to Nancy Mace. And I don't think Nancy Mace really understood what that meant. Fair enough, but
I don't understand what it means.
1977? Isn't this or 1975 or something like that?
Take it outside.
Yeah, this is old slang from 50 nearly 50 years ago that they're using to fight with each other.
Child? What? Like, did she graduate elementary school? What is this thing? This is nuts. I'm sorry. What district she from? I gotta look her up now. I forget. But it is incredible. Someone please send her to etiquette school. I'm sorry. You cannot represent the United States of America and make laws talking like that. I'm going to be an elitist. Nope. Sorry. You better, I don't know. That lingo has to stay in the schoolyard.
I have one more. We have a little bit of time left. I understand, but we should start doing the dork of the week.
Yes.
As far as the internet's concerned, because there's so many of them to choose from. It's probably going to take a lot more research, but this one was pretty easy to find. As you know, New York City has forced people or commuters to pay $9 extra, soon to be 15, by the way. Don't let Hochul's rhetoric fool you. Yeah, just to drive below 60th Street in Manhattan.
Oh no!
But get this, they're trying to the New York City MTA types and Governor Hochul, they're trying to do their best to push spin a positive look into the whole thing, all positivity, make it, oh, everybody's so happy to pay this. So the dork of the week is this jerk who they pulled over. I don't know if it's staged or not, but he apparently is the first guy to ever pay for congestion pricing. Again, I don't know if it's staged or not, but this guy still deserves dork of the week. Check this out.
I think I can get the first interview. This is for American television. How do you feel about being the first to pay the congestion toll?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to our future. I mean, we finally needed a capital funding plan.
Wait, but you're a driver, aren't you? Angry and hostile to the toll?
No, like...
Yeah, so this guy is celebrating paying an extra $9 and celebrating other people who, by the way, have to work for a living. They might not make as much money as a lot of the whiny snobs who didn't want to share the road with anybody else. Could afford to pay. This guy's all, oh yay! It's so nice to pay the congestion pricing toll. Oh, I'm so happy for it.
That is so staged. That whole Mini Cooper staged too. Nobody's happy for paying for stuff that they don't need to pay for ever.
Yeah, and to find this guy, I mean, He's pretty much the stereotype of anybody who loves new taxes. Look at this guy.
He's probably got one of those new illegal cards, guaranteed $2,500 a month free money. That's what he's got. Free money, free money.
Well, hey, you guys live in the metro area. How do you feel about this $9 congestion fee?
It's just a cash grab for the MTA because, as you know, the MTA spent decades mismanaging their funds. They had the what was that? The double dipping scam. They had the overtime scam. They're top heavy as far as high salaried executives, and they can't even keep the subways conditioned well enough. They've had, again, I can go down the list of failures, but the idea is this whole thing is a cash grab. While during Governor Hochul's State of the State address, and boy, we could go down another rabbit hole. We only have a few seconds left. She's talking about spending more money. So they figured, hey, bilk some people who have to go to work every day, take the money from them, and do whatever they can. They won't even enforce the subway tolls. They're letting these people jump turnstiles, and that's projected to be $800 million in losses every year.
Listen, I feel bad for all you New Yorkers. I want you to hang in there. Do not go south of 60th. I feel bad because I actually have a home there. So I don't know how I'm going to get there. I mean, this is, they think this is central London. They can do this stuff. I don't know. I hope with the new Trump administration, we have better solutions, even in our cities. So thank you guys so much. Cousin Vinny, thank you as always for joining us
so much.
From your car. I love it. I love that your car is a studio. Chris, thank you for the fireplace. That always warms my heart whenever I see that.
I'm a warm guy. I'm a warm ball of goodness.
Well, that's going to do it for us. The 15th episode, you guys. We've done 15 rounds of this.
Excellent.
And the next one we do, Donald Trump will be our president again. So stay tuned for that.